welcome to another episode of Tequila Talk Tuesday. Cheers. Cheers. Episode that we have done together in your space. So I'm very wild. I'm very excited about it. Screw COVID. Yeah, right? Not letting us do stuff together, but now we can. Yeah. I just feel like the conversation is going to be a lot more organic now because I can actually have a conversation, to your face and not my phone screen. Totally. So totally. Not that we don't like interacting with you guys. However, it is nice to talk in person. I like it. So today we decided we wanted to do an episode on boundaries and what that means in the beauty industry, because I personally feel that in like the lash industry, lots of these girls don't have any boundaries when it comes to their business or what they do, the hours that they work, the clients they take, all that stuff. So I think an episode on boundaries would be awesome. Yeah, boundaries. Oh my God. I feel like in any industry, like service-based industry, the boundaries are huge because everyone, especially when you're starting off, like people are too scared to say no. No. And like they're scared. Like I remember starting off doing hair and so many people, they'd come in and they'd want something like ugly. Like so ugly, and I'd be like, well, I don't want to turn away a client, but at the same time I was like, that's walking billboard for me. I don't want them walking around with shitty hair. So I feel like it's a fine line of not wanting to turn away clients, but also like standing strong and knowing that this is your work that you're putting out there, and that's just one of the many aspects of learning how to say no. I feel like this kind of piggybacks onto what we talked about last week too, because last week we talked about, or whatever episode we did, fear of success. And I feel like that has a lot to do with boundaries as well, because you want to be successful. And so I feel like women in this industry, because we are client-based, are just like, okay, in order to be successful, I need to take every, I want to say Tom, Dick, and Harry. Is there a female version of that? Because I'm going to say it now, from now on. I don't know what it is, though. Just Jane Doe? Just every Jane, Tammy, and I don't know, Karen. But I feel like we in the client industry just take clients just to take clients because we're trying to make money. But I strongly feel that even if you're first starting out, setting those boundaries, knowing what your policies are, and strictly enforcing them actually sets you up for better success, because if you come across as more of a professional businesswoman, and yeah, that's it. That was like, you just come across more professional, and you come across more passionate and more like in tune with what you want your business to be. Because it's actually really, if you just start your business and just keep taking, shitty, crappy clients, and then eventually try to enforce those policies, like say, for instance, price rises. If you're, raising prices and you have those crappy clients, they're not going to adhere to those. And it's really hard to raise your standards once you've already established yourself as in a certain type of way. So, and then with that, like doing the prices, because in the start, so let's say you just say yes to everyone and you're working literally all hours, anything like that, and then you start to actually get so booked and so busy, and people are pre-booking, and then people are getting mad because they can't just get in last minute. You're going to get to a point where you are going to be too busy. You're going to have to feel that pressure from your clients and say no to them, and it's a shitty situation to be in, but it's almost every single hairstylist that I know finds himself in that position. And then you build up the courage and you say, no, sorry, I can't do that, you just have to pre-book, and then we'll make sure we get you your time. Then your clients actually do start pre-booking, but then it again gets to a point where, again, you just keep excelling in your career and in your business, and you are getting even more busy. And you've taken more trainings, and then it's time to increase your prices. Yeah. And some people aren't going to like that, and that is okay. That is okay. It's okay if your clients leave, because it makes room for new clients to come in that are willing to pay those prices. And me and Amber, actually, when I started seeing you, it was kind of like the same sort of thing. Like, you were like, this is what I charge, it is what it is. Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. I was one of those new clients that came in, and that's good. Like, that's what you want in a growing.
Well, and it's our businesses though, right? Why am I going to compromise? Like, I mean, you and I obviously have a relationship at this point, but like, why am I going to compromise my business for, like, you know what? This segues into like horror client stories, I swear. Actually, hold on. I have so many thoughts going on through my mind right now. I heard the best quote the other day. It was, don't close your books, just raise your prices.
Yes.
Don't close your books, just raise your prices, because that'll show you who's loyal and who recognizes your talent and appreciates your business for what it is, and it'll also show you the people that this was they just came to you out of like the convenience or the price. They'll drop off, and they makes room for better, more loyal clients. And then where was my second thought gonna go? I don't even know. Close your book. Don't close your books. Raise your prices. Oh, horror story clients. I had a client. You recently had a horror story client.
Yeah.
We won't get into that. But my horror story client, I could really give two fucks if she heard this, because. But that's horrible. That's horrible business practices. Don't say that.
But sometimes it's true.
But sometimes she would haggle me on prices. It was the worst. She ended up going around telling people that we knew mutually that I used cheap product to increase my profit margin, which isn't true. I bought a $175 glue just for her because she had no retention. I'm not doing that for you. But then, you know, she would come and see me like every 11 days, and she would be like, well, I shouldn't have to pay for a full set because I just saw you 11 days ago, but you have no lashes left. Like, it's still my work. And I mean, you and all my other clients take care of her. Well, this girl did. She didn't wash her lashes. She didn't adhere to aftercare. And so it got to the point where I needed to stand up and what's the word? Commit to my boundaries. I feel like that might be, that's not what I was trying to say.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
But I finally said, listen, if you're not happy with me, then I'm obviously not the right lash artist for you. Like, I can recommend you go somewhere else, but like, you can't come and see me anymore. Like, basically try haggling with any other lash artist in the city, any reputable lash artist, and they're gonna tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was just, it got to a point where it's just, you have to stand up for your boundaries. I don't care if they're friends, family, close referrals, your best friends since you were in diapers. Like, it doesn't matter. Any human on the face of the planet will be, if they want to come to you and see you, they are going to respect who you are, who your boundaries are, what your business policies are, what your prices are, without any haggling.
I have 2 points on that.
Yes.
So one is, well, the first one is haggling prices I want to talk about, and also remind me, emotional discounting.
Ah, yes. Okay.
So haggling prices, and now with me getting into real estate and watching like my friends that do real estate currently, when they are with a client and they want to sell their house and buy a new one, there's been people that haggle to try to not pay both ends of it. And it honestly baffles my mind. Like, this is how we make a living, and you're trying to like cheapen us and discount it, but we're still doing all the same work.
Same with no-shows, by the way. Yeah. This is still our living. So if you so any client that no-shows you, just write them off. I mean, if they've gotten into a car accident or there's a medical issue, like, obviously good reasons, but like, just for sleeping in or missing an alarm, no.
You would never go to your doctor and say, oh, well, just don't charge me for this. You'd never go to your dentist and bargain for a price. You wouldn't walk into stores here. Like, that's just not that's not what good people should do. They should be supportive. And service-based industries, I do not know why everyone feels like they can like negotiate the price.
For small businesses.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if it's a big business, it's just like, oh, okay, like, you're a big business, you're franchised, you're like, your price is your price. But why does it have to be different when it comes to small businesses and sole entrepreneurs and people who work from their homes? Like, it's still work, it's still our job, it's still business, regardless of whether or not we're franchised and in 8 different cities.
Yeah, I think basically know what your boundaries are, and know that as long as you are still doing the same work, you still need to be charging that price, and that goes into emotional discounting.
Yes.
Because a lot of the time, people, when they're starting off, you are smaller, and like I have fallen victim to this many times where people tell me their sob story, and I totally fall for it, and I discount, and I'm like, well, cool, there was 5 hours of my life, and I charged them for 2. Like it's really sad, and then it makes people get discouraged and not like their industry. And I think that people need to like get away from that. And even though it's hard in that moment, you're gonna have so much respect for yourself and your business and feel better at the end of the day.
And your clients are gonna respect you too. I mean, obviously, I think we should gauge each situation.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean?
For
Like,
sure.
I think that, I think each situation needs to be handled accordingly. But for the most part, if and you'll know what clients these are. But if you're, for the most part, yeah, I agree. Like, stick to your guns, and you're going to be more respected as a business owner too. Like, and that client is not going to feel like they can pull the wool over your eyes again. You know what I mean? Like, if you give them a discount once, who's to say they can't get it again? So there's always that.
So we're on my space on 17th Ave, which is never a dull moment. Not sure if you could hear that, but
An ambulance drove by.
cops.
Also, it's Stampede right now, so like, who friggin' knows what kind of shenanigans 17th is gonna get up to.
Never a dull moment. I stand by it.
Hey, I'm okay with it. I like, honestly, like, this is, guys, okay, I know that we were gonna talk about, I feel like we talked about boundaries. We could do a whole episode on it.
Boundaries. Know your limits. Stay within it.
I feel, know your limits, stay within it as we drink alcohol.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere. Or 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. You
Yeah,
know?
there you go. We don't know. Could be. I just kind of want to take this moment right now to kind of celebrate the fact that you and I are like together.
Yeah.
I know. It's like, it's kind of joyous because how long have we known each other? I think it's like we're going on like 6-7 months.
No.
Yeah.
No, at least a year, because I
A
moved
year?
to Calgary. It'll be 2 years ago in December.
And you were still going back to Lethbridge.
I feel like it's got to be close to a year.
It's gotta be. I don't know.
COVID messes with you people.
Right?
I don't even know what's what. Pre-COVID and post-COVID.
Right? No idea.
That's all I know.
But like, okay, so like for shits and giggles, we've known each other for a year, and this is the first, and like we've talked about Tequila Talk Tuesday forever, and this is kind of like the rough start of where we actually really want to go and what we want to do with it. The Rock, if you're listening. legit, Terramana. Oh my god. But like, honestly, that's where like we want to be able to reach a bigger audience and be able to talk to entrepreneurs and women and business owners, and like, I feel like you and I just had like the most, from day one though, like day one we had like insightful talks, and every time I'd be like, why, we needed to record this, we need to do a podcast, we need to do something. And I feel like this is like the official start of it all.
Yeah, started on IG Live, transitioning into my space, and who knows where this will take us. And
Yeah. I'm gonna manifest like an actual recording studio. Can you imagine? Like an actual studio?
I would love that. I would
Okay.
love that.
Me too.
Who knows how to make a studio within this space? That'd be cool, like a little mini one. Do you need a
Yeah.
full room? What does it take?
Yeah.
Comment, let us know.
I love it. I'm just really excited that we're actually able to do this like in person. I'm just really excited.
I'm pumped too. And maybe, do you feel like that's a good wrap up on our very first episode together, talking about boundaries, being excited that we're finally here, being able to work through all the kinks of this Tequila Talk Tuesday growing?
Yeah, I think so. Because you and I are just, I feel like you and I are very similar in our policies and our boundaries, and I just feel like because this is kind of like, we're setting boundaries, but we're like building things. I don't know. I'm just excited.
If anyone has like good tips or tricks for us, like with how you deal with clients and like emotional discounting and setting your own boundaries, please comment, message us, let us know. We'd love to share like the feedback with that. Because like I said, like I feel like I'm usually really, really good, but still there's like
maybe 5% of the time that I still succumb to emotional discounting.
You're still a human. You're still a human, and you're allowed to feel bad for people. I mean, that's totally fine. I just, you know, where do you stand in your business, and and then we always ask this question to all of our guests too, is like, what does success mean to you? Does success mean seeing as many clients as you possibly can, working at a discounted rate just to possibly make that money? Or is it charging a little bit more, seeing fewer clients, and having more freedom in your time freedom in your life in order to be able to do those things, build your business, be with family, go on dates, what have you? So yeah, we ask this to our guests all the time. What does success mean to you? Where do your boundaries stand, and who are you as a business human?
Mic drop.
You know, I have a lot of those. My new favorite quote, honestly, now is success means embracing the unknown. It seriously is like my most favorite quote at this point in time.
Embrace the unknown, people.
Yes. All right, we love you. See you next week.
Yeah.